Hey, what's going on, everybody? So last week on one of my previous videos, I was out in the desert on BLM land, and my brother came down from Texas, so took him out shooting. Great thing is BLM land, maybe 10 minutes from my house. You can go ahead and shoot 1,000 yards to as close as you want. You can run around. There's no range restrictions. There's no rules. Just be safe. Anyway, I wanted to showcase my AR15 pistol. It's my 10.5 inch build. Dumped a little bit extra money into it. Runs great, or did run great until that day. And every other round, there was a misfeed. And what I mean by that is that it looked like it was just either short stroking. So I figured, oh, it's under gas. Maybe my gas block came loose. Maybe it was a buffer issue, buffer spring issue. Um, Maybe a mag issue. I switched out probably 3 or 4 different brands of mags and still the same results. So told me it wasn't a mag issue. I am running a Kinshot buffer. They're a little weird. What I mean by that is that when you pull your charging handle back, you still got about maybe 3/8 to a half an inch where you have to really pull it back because it's piston driven. When I take this thing apart, I'll show you exactly what I mean in case you're not familiar with Kinshot. Great buffer, reduces recoil. Um, Highly recommend it. It's got a lifetime warranty. I don't forget how many, like 5 million rounds or something. Thought I read. Kyle Lamb is endorsing this. Uh, Old school Delta dude that came from that was on Black Hawk Down. The real life thing. So anyway, every other round was jamming or not feeding. So it was short stroking. It wasn't stripping the mag or the round out of the mag. But then when I got it home, I noticed that when it was stripping the round out of the mag, it was hanging up inside the mag well where the feeder ramp is. So they have a left and a right side on the feeder ramp uh, where the star is inside the barrel. So after I took it all apart last night, I noticed that the gas block might have been a little bit loose. Took it apart, cleaned everything up again, Loctited everything down, and I was trying to, again, just cycle without shooting. And every other round, it wouldn't cycle. It would get hung up somewhere on that feeder ramp. So I did a little bit of review, some Googling, some YouTube searches on feeder ramp issues. And what I discovered is it's a pretty common problem. This is a ballistic advantage barrel, so it's a higher end barrel. It looks like it already been polished, but even if it was polished, if there's a burr on it, that's still going to cause a problem because each round that tries to go into that left side gets marked up pretty good. The case and the actual bullet itself. So something is in there that's not allowing that round to actually feed in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear this thing apart, and this is the 10.5 inch clean sling. Um, I'll go over all the little parts. I'll show you the Kinshot buffer, other little things I got on it, and we'll kind of go from there. But I can't really inspect the feeder ramp unless the barrel is off the gun because inside the upper, it's not enough room. Lighting sucks. Is what it is. So gives me an excuse to tear this thing apart, and we'll go from there. Stand by. All right, guys. So anyway, I went ahead and polished this thing up, and I think it turned out pretty good. Let me see if I can get this thing to focus. Didn't see any burrs on it. Um, Everything looked good. So I'm going to get this thing back together and get back with you. All right, guys. Well, I got it all back together mostly. I wanted to show you guys that Kinshot buffer. Before I get to that, I looked at the barrel lugs. I looked at the feeder ramps. everything looked good. I mean, a little dirty. I mean, there was a little bit of carbon deposit, very little, not enough to cause it to not feed in my book. I couldn't really determine whether or not there was any burrs because it just wasn't shiny enough. So cleaned everything out with some bore cleaner or solvent, and started working on it. So what I did is I have this little Dremel set up, and I don't know if you guys can see it or not. I'll get a little bit closer. Anyway, they have these things, they're called Cratex bits, super expensive, so I don't have them. You know, I don't think I really had much of a need, but I'll probably get getting them now. But I bought these little wool bits off of Amazon. I bought a shit ton of them. And I have some metal polish ranging from coarse all the way to fine and everything in between. And went ahead and started polishing it. So as I went along, it started getting shinier, and I cleaned it, went back to work with a different grit, cleaned everything again, got all the crap out of the gun, or out of the barrel. Finally got down to the fine polish, polished the shit out of it. And then I took some cleaning Q-tips that I use for gun cleaning, and I just put a little bit of the fine polish on there and just really cleaned it super good. Polished it up, and I mean, it's a mirror polish. Hopefully that fixes the issue. Sometimes there's not a burr. I can't explain how there isn't one because how it was scoring the rounds on the brass and on the bullet itself. So that tells me something's there. Oh, backtrack. I actually took some super fine grit wet dry paper, and I put it around one of my cleaning rods, and I was able to get it between the barrel lugs. And in case there was maybe a tiny little burr on there, it would have knocked it down. So that way I'm not removing a lot of the material, I'm not scratching it up. I mean, I forget what grit it was. It was 600 grit sandpaper. So then I went ahead and I polished it all out, and it looks really nice. So I didn't get a chance to put it back together because I wanted to show you guys what I was talking about. This is a kin shot buffer, and it's kind of like a shock on a car. So when your bolt carrier group goes back, it actually hits against here, and when it sends it back to the end of the buffer tube, it ends up pushing against this, and it slows all the reciprocating mass backwards. Makes a huge difference. I mean, a 223 doesn't, or 556 doesn't kick a lot anyway, not a lot of felt recoil, but this made a ton of difference. I forgot how much it costs. Just go to Kinshot Buffers, KYNSHOT, and probably find them on sale. I know they have them on Ammo Planet and some other places. I don't know if it's really much maybe a little bit heavier than a stock buffer. Great option though, especially on AR pistols. You know, they have a little bit more felt recoil. This with a VG6 Gamma muzzle brake that I have on this thing, this thing has little to no recoil. So I was kind of hoping this wasn't the issue, because like I said, once you get to this little area right here where the spring goes down, that's where you can feel the resistance when you're pulling your charger handle back, and you have that extra little resistance where you got to pull back a little bit harder. It's because it's compressing this buffer. So it feels a little weird. I thought, oh shit, I got the wrong thing, and I called the company and they said, nope, that's how it goes. I did a little reading on it. Probably could have saved myself a phone call, but that's how these things work. Super good. So I'm gonna throw this thing completely back together. Give me a few minutes and I'll come back. All right, guys, back. So if it looks like it's on fire in here, just trying to enjoy one of my cigars here. Put on my community page, I don't know if it matters, but love whiskey or bourbon. And there's a company called Ben Shot. And They have these glasses. They have patriotic. They got Second Amendment. They got military. They have different bullets that they actually heat up the glass, and this is a 5.56 round, and I think they're 28, 29 bucks. I also have a what is it called? A decanter with a 50 cal round in it. These things are great. Love them. Got a couple for my friends for Christmas and birthdays and stuff. They love them. So yeah, check it out. So good news. I cycled a whole magazine through this, and even if I tried to slowly ride this thing forward, which I couldn't even get the rounds to feed with, you know, a full charge, this thing feeds perfectly now. So I'm hoping that fixed the problem. Like I said, I went ahead and I cycled 30 rounds through it. Not one problem. I think polishing the feed ramps was the deal. Tomorrow, I don't have to go to work till like 8 o'clock at night. So I have enough time to go out. I'm gonna shoot a couple of mags through this. I also need to sight in a buddy of mine's AR. I put an optic on it and did a little bit of work to it. So I'm gonna dial that in for him. So success. I mean, I really think it will work. Since I got you on film or on camera, Eyes and Ears Tactical, I turned him on to a couple of products. Cool ass dude. Mark's a good guy. Done a lot of work to his Glocks, built a couple of ARs for him, and getting really heavy into the gun game. So pro 2A, smart guy. You know, he's a good dude. So anyway, I got a Sylvan Arms foldable stock on this. So, and of course, I can't take that thing down because I'm an idiot. Anyway, cheaper than a Law Tactical. Works great. I've had this thing on here for a couple of years, so I love it. With the collapsible stock or foldable stock, you're gonna have one of these things, and it's actually a little addition on to pick up this extra little space. It hooks into the back of your bolt carrier group, and then it goes against your buffer itself. Can't shoot the thing with it open. Probably get one shot and you'll end up in the hospital. Got a Hollow Sun HS 403B, semi-budget red dot. Love it. Works really good. It's got the shake awake features. Olight Mini Odin, or Olight Mini Odin, yeah. Pressure pad. Got Ozark flip up sights. Things are pretty dope. I have mag pulls on my other gun. I have the, like I said earlier, McLean sling. And what's cool about this, if I would have been more prepared, let's see, real quick. Stand by. All right, so this sling, McLean, made by a prior Navy SEAL guy. So you put on like any other 2-point, everything's good. So I actually got, I think it's an 1.5-inch strap, so it's really comfortable. What sets this thing well, before I get ahead of myself, You adjust it like a lot of the slings. You can adjust the tension, pull it up tight to your body. Take this little strap, you can loosen it up if you're wearing kit or you're a big guy, whatever, you know, or just however it feels comfortable with you. I mean, I know where my sling is comfortable. So anyway, so what's cool about this is that you can switch it to a 1-point sling really easy. So just how you were to push this thing down to make it looser, all you gotta do is pull up, and now it's a 1-point where you're got a whole range of movement. And if you want to go ahead and switch over to your support hand or back over, I don't like 1-points simply because this thing, you're gonna whack yourself in the junk. Trust me, that shit ain't cool. So unless you're into that, and you know, I'm not gonna judge you, and you just go ahead and hook that thing back up, good to go. Again, you can loosen it, tighten it, pull it, single point, and you're off and running. Really, again, super quick to attach. Go back to a 2-point. It's what I prefer, but hey, to each their own. If you like it, cool. That's pretty much it for tonight. Tomorrow, like I said, hopefully I get a chance to go out shooting, run this thing, run 2 or 3 mags through it. I got a sight, a buddy of mine's AR, and he got a new optic from Tacticon Armament. So I'm kind of curious to see how that runs. And that's pretty much it for tonight, gang. So I'll give you an update tomorrow, and wish me luck. See you soon.